For centuries, India and Italy stood as two great civilizations shaped by history, culture, trade, and ambition. One emerged from the legacy of the Roman Empire, while the other became home to one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations. Though separated by geography, the connection between these nations dates back thousands of years, when Roman merchants sailed across ancient trade routes to India in search of spices, silk, and precious stones. Over time, those early exchanges evolved into diplomatic, economic, and cultural relations that continue to grow stronger in the modern era. But today, this relationship is no longer driven by history alone. It is being reshaped by a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape. From the war in Ukraine and instability in the Middle East to growing tensions between major global powers, nations are being forced to rethink alliances, supply chains, and strategic priorities. Europe faces increasing uncertainty over energy security, defense dependency, and its long-term relationship with the United States, while conflicts across the Middle East continue to threaten global trade routes, oil markets, and maritime stability. In this environment, countries like India and Italy are recognizing the importance of building resilient partnerships that go beyond traditional diplomacy. Today, India and Italy are entering a new phase in their relationship, one defined not only by history and friendship, but by strategic cooperation and shared global interests. In recent years, both countries have accelerated diplomatic engagement, recognizing the importance of working together in an increasingly uncertain and competitive world. Economic shifts, technological transformation, energy security concerns, and geopolitical tensions have encouraged nations to diversify partnerships and reduce strategic vulnerabilities. As Europe debates its future security architecture and navigates growing disagreements with Washington on trade, defense spending, industrial policy, and global strategy, countries like Italy are increasingly looking toward Asia, and especially India, as a reliable long-term partner. At the same time, India's rise as a major global power has made it central to the emerging international order. Positioned between the West, the Middle East, and the Indo-Pacific, India has pursued a carefully balanced foreign policy, maintaining relationships with competing global blocs while expanding its strategic influence. For Italy and much of Europe, India represents not only a massive economic opportunity, but also a democratic and strategically autonomous partner capable of contributing to global stability. A major turning point in this relationship came through the growing engagement between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. Their meetings during international summits and bilateral discussions reflected a new momentum in India-Italy relations. Giorgia Meloni's visit to India during the G20 summit demonstrated Italy's desire to strengthen cooperation with New Delhi in areas such as defense, clean energy, innovation, and trade. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's subsequent engagements in Italy further reinforced the commitment of both nations to build a deeper and more strategic partnership. This renewed diplomatic energy led to a landmark decision. India and Italy elevated their bilateral ties to a special strategic partnership. The announcement marked a significant transformation in relations between the two democracies and signaled a long-term commitment to cooperation across critical sectors. It also reflected India's broader strategy of strengthening ties with Europe, while positioning itself as a key player in global affairs. Defense cooperation has become one of the most important pillars of this partnership. Both nations are expanding collaboration in maritime security, defense technology, and industrial cooperation. As global trade routes become increasingly vulnerable due to conflicts in the Red Sea, instability in the Middle East, and rising geopolitical competition in the Indo-Pacific, India and Italy recognize the urgent need to secure maritime corridors connecting Europe and Asia. Italy's position in the Mediterranean and India's strategic role in the Indian Ocean create a natural alignment of interests in protecting international shipping lanes and ensuring economic stability. Trade and investment between the two countries are also reaching new heights. Italy views India as one of the world's fastest-growing economies and an essential future market, while India sees Italy as a valuable partner in advanced manufacturing, engineering, design, and industrial technology. European economies are increasingly seeking alternatives to overdependence on single markets and unstable supply chains, particularly after recent geopolitical crises exposed vulnerabilities in global commerce. In that context, India's scale, political stability, and manufacturing ambitions have made it an increasingly attractive partner for European industry. Technology and innovation have emerged as another major area of collaboration. From artificial intelligence and digital transformation to clean energy and green hydrogen, both countries are working together to prepare for the future economy. Innovation is no longer just about economic growth. It is also about resilience, competitiveness, and strategic independence in a rapidly changing world where technological leadership has become deeply connected to national security and geopolitical influence. Beyond economics and strategy, India and Italy are also strengthening cooperation on global issues. Both nations support multilateral dialogue and recognize the need for reforms in global governance institutions. Climate change, food security, energy transition, migration, and sustainable development have become common priorities. As tensions rise across multiple regions, from Eastern Europe to the Middle East and the Indo-Pacific, countries like India and Italy increasingly see diplomacy, strategic autonomy, and diversified partnerships as essential tools for navigating a fragmented world order. But perhaps the strongest bridge between the two nations is cultural and human connection. Indian communities living in Italy contribute significantly to healthcare, agriculture, education, and business, while Italian culture, from fashion and art to cuisine and design, continues to inspire millions in India. Educational exchanges, tourism, cinema, and cultural programs are creating deeper understanding between the people of both countries. The relationship between India and Italy is no longer limited to diplomacy alone. It is becoming a partnership built on trust, shared values, and long-term strategic vision. At a time when the global balance of power is shifting and traditional alliances are under pressure, both nations understand the importance of reliable partnerships that combine economic strength, technological progress, democratic stability, and geopolitical flexibility. From ancient trade routes to modern strategic cooperation, India and Italy are building a new chapter together. A chapter shaped not only by history, but by the realities of a changing world, where geopolitical uncertainty, energy security, technological competition, and global instability are redefining international partnerships. In that world, India and Italy are positioning themselves not as distant partners, but as trusted allies connected by ambition, opportunity, and a shared vision for the future. This is Signal 60 Redline. Stay ahead of the line.